So those are the large player. No, Target's trash. I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
No. I'm joking. So retailers can be great investments. It's about getting them before you realize what they're going to become. I keep seeing arguments and discussions about the price of cannabis. It's like, that's not, you're still looking at it as a grower, and it doesn't grow any cannabis at all. They're not exposed to the price per cannabis. They're grower agnostic. So it doesn't matter who's growing the product. And it's just the same exact analysis you would apply to any other retailer. You should be applying to HITI. So sales per square foot, their inventory turnover, etc. And then the other KPIs that are basically telling you at least what the value proposition they're offering is, like their elite membership. And as you see, there's no deterioration since they've launched it. It's in fact growing very nicely. And so as I keep seeing that KPI grow, that's telling me how loyal are the members. And if we don't see any deterioration there, I don't really see a reason to fret for that. Another thing is that they've occupied a lot of the, let's say, attractive real estate over the years with their acquisitions. That's like something that Blake was hinting at earlier. And within this space and within retail as a whole, it really is a location game. There's also a scale advantage that you achieve that High Tide has, where the players that they're facing against, they keep going bankrupt time and time again. That should be telling you something, that they have achieved something the others do not. And then getting into the valuation, yes, they trade at a high free cash flow yield. Again, people keep, for whatever reason, doesn't matter how many times we say it. I have no idea why. Like, I feel like we're talking different languages now. You say the following, that it's a retailer, and then they immediately go to arguments about why weed's a commodity and weed's growing. And it's like, okay, that's not what any of us are arguing. And they kind of can't get in or realize that it's a retailer. So that presents the opportunity, and that's the re-rate possibility in the future once the market kind of realizes it. But for the time being, you don't have to rely on the re-rate. The re-rate's a bonus. For now, what you kind of get is, if the free cash flow is growing up and to the right and you get multiple maintenance, then that should be already a relatively attractive rate of return. Then the projects outside of the United States, I looked at the numbers. It doesn't seem like that even needs to work out with just the market opportunity in Canada, which is hilariously not that big when you consider the global opportunity. For example, if the United States were to open up, and that's an if, it doesn't need it, but if, then we're looking at a very large potential opportunity. But a lot of people also get stuck on that fact too. I can't tell you how many discussions I've had with people saying it's never going to get open up in the United States. I'm like, so Canada just doesn't exist. Like, Canada is just an empty wasteland where there's no one with any money and people don't buy anything. When you look at the market opportunity just in Canada, they still have to fulfill the total potential there before we start worrying about the United States. So that alone already kind of makes it a fairly attractive proposition. And then with the potentiality that they can open up in the likes of Germany and in the likes of the United States eventually, then that's something you can kind of say, okay, if that happens, I'm going to be extraordinarily rich, versus if they just fulfill what they got to go in Canada, then I'll do fairly well in this investment.